Our cover story tonight is about two old friends now engaged in a very public spat, Washington and Islamabad. They've been fighting over a press release since last evening. The row is over a phone call between US Secretary of State Mike Pompeo and Pakistan's Prime Minister Imran Khan. After their conversation, the State Department had this to say. And I'm quoting, Secretary Pompeo expressed his willingness to work with the new government towards a productive bilateral relationship. Secretary Pompeo raised the importance of Pakistan taking decisive action against all terrorists operating in Pakistan and its vital role in promoting the Afghan peace process. Within hours of that statement, Pakistan issued a rebuttal. It said, Secretary Pompeo and Imran Khan did not discuss terrorism, essentially calling the American statement a lie. The Pakistani Foreign Office then demanded a correction from the US State Department, but Washington says it stands by its version. This row comes just ahead of Pompeo's planned visit to Islamabad. The US Secretary of State is scheduled to land in Pakistan's capital in the first week of September. A meeting with the new Prime Minister Imran Khan is also on the cards. Pompeo will be the first foreign dignitary to meet Mr. Khan since he took office. Do note that President Donald Trump has neither messaged nor called for a congratulatory message to Imran Khan. Secretary Pompeo's call went 5 days after Mr. Khan's oath-taking. The relationship between Pakistan and the United States is deteriorating. The Trump administration blames Islamabad for giving a safe haven to the Taliban and other terrorists. Pakistan obviously denies that. America has stepped up military presence in Afghanistan. It needs Pakistan to access supply routes to the landlocked country. President Donald Trump wants Pakistan to act against the Haqqani network especially, and he's not happy with Pakistan's response so far. The heat is on. America has been blocking aid. It can now withdraw Pakistan's major non-NATO ally status. It can even declare Pakistan a state sponsor of terrorism. Much will depend on the outcome of Mike Pompeo's visit next week. Meanwhile, a new video further weakens Pakistan's defense. It is no secret that Pakistan is a state sponsor of terrorism. India and America have long called it out. Now there's another bit of proof, and this comes from the province ruled by Imran Khan's Tehreek-e-Insaf party. The video shows members of terror outfit Jaish-e-Mohammad openly soliciting funds for quote-unquote jihad in America and India. It was reportedly shot in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province of Pakistan, where Imran Khan comes from. It shows a group of men holding up a piece of white cloth and collecting money at a venue for Eid prayers. These men are reportedly part of the Al-Rahmat Trust and the Jaish-e-Mohammad. Both of these organizations are banned. The Al-Rahmat Trust is considered as a front for the Jaish-e-Mohammad's activities. Back in 2010, the United States had said that the trust provided support for terrorist activities in Pakistan and Afghanistan. It has also been involved in fundraising for the Masood Azhar-led terror outfit. Imran Khan's party, the Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf, has returned to power in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province in the recently held elections. And this video on your screen comes at a time when the Financial Action Task Force, the FATF, that is the United Nations terror financing watchdog, has put Pakistan on the grey list, meaning they are under watch. Pakistan has to comply with FATF guidelines and to curb funding to terror groups like the Lashkar-e-Toiba and the Jaish-e-Mohammad in order to be removed from this list. It's very important for Pakistan's economy, and the release of this video is not going to help them. Pakistan would be the last thing that the American president is worried about at the moment. He's staring at the prospect of impeachment. His former fixer has accused him of violating election laws, and President Donald Trump has warned that his impeachment will mean bad news for everyone. Impeach me and the markets will crash. That's the warning from Donald Trump. But the Democrats who sit in the opposition at the moment are a bit wary of initiating impeachment proceedings against the president. The process of impeachment is initiated from the House of Representatives. The Democrats are waiting for the midterm elections in November this year, where they will have the chance to win back that house, the House of Representatives. Tuesday, in fact, was the worst day for the Trump presidency when Michael Cohen, a former fixer for Donald Trump, admitted in a court of law, an open court, that he paid money to Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal to buy their silence about their affairs with the then US presidential candidate. Cohen admitted that he violated election laws to make these payments and did it at the orders, the direction of Donald Trump. While a sitting president cannot be indicted for a crime in the United States, Trump's biggest worry at the moment is to keep the Democrats away from seizing more power in the U.S. Congress. That's the American Parliament. In fact, if the Republicans lose control of the House of Representatives in November, the Democrats could start corruption investigations and possibly impeachment hearings against Donald Trump. So Trump's fate is truly now in the hands of the American voters. And now for some food for thought this Friday evening. WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We're often so hooked to these platforms, we lose track of time. But have you ever wondered how much time you spend, or kill rather, on these platforms? Take a deep breath and digest this. We spend nearly half our day, 11 hours out of 24, only on WhatsApp. In the best case scenario, you're just wasting your time. In the worst, you're unwittingly becoming a vehicle for fake news. WhatsApp is proving to be the most effective platform to spread rumors and fake news. And now it has rejected the Indian government's suggestion on how to curb fake news. The government had asked this platform to track the origin of messages, who's writing the wrong messages. This was to identify and bring to book those who spread misinformation and malicious agenda. Remember, rumor mongering on WhatsApp has led to serious and multiple incidents of mob lynching in India in the recent past. What WhatsApp now says is that it takes this problem seriously, but it doesn't agree with the solution the government has proposed. The company says building traceability will undermine end-to-end encryption. This in turn is going to affect privacy protection for users like you and me. WhatsApp's terms and conditions clearly say that this platform is not designed to track individual messages. It does not have access to private conversations over the app. It was one of the key demands of the government of India, remember, the ability to trace the origin of a fake news message. After WhatsApp made it clear that it is not going to trace the origin, the government has asserted itself. It has said that WhatsApp should continue to explore technical innovations to find the origins of provocative and nefarious messages inciting violence and crime. It's a catch-22 situation of sorts. Earlier this week, WhatsApp CEO Chris Daniels met the Information and Technology Minister Ravi Shankar Prasad in the national capital, New Delhi. With the data protection bill in the final stages in India, the government has asked the social media company to comply with the Indian law, to set up a local corporate entity, to appoint a grievance officer. So far, WhatsApp has agreed to these demands, but it has not agreed to the demand on tracing the origin of fake news. And some breaking news coming in. Congress President Rahul Gandhi has been triggering a lot of controversies. He was at the International Institute of Strategic Studies in London today. He hit out at the government for its handling of the Doklam standoff, but when he was asked how he would have handled the situation differently, the Congress president said that he doesn't have any details about this incident and cannot say how he would have reacted differently.
Thanks for your remarks. Can I just ask you how you would have handled the Doklam crisis last summer differently to the present government? You've been very critical of the government, but could you be as specific as possible and tell us what your response have looked like?
I don't have the details of Doklam, so I cannot answer how I would have handled it differently.
So he doesn't like the government's handling of it, but he doesn't know how he would have done it differently. Here's something else that you possibly don't know about Rahul Gandhi. The Congress president is a member of the Parliamentary Committee of External Affairs. It's the same committee that looked into the Doklam issue. At least most members were expected to. They even heard submissions from the Foreign Secretary and other important officers who dealt with the situation. But listen into what Congress President Rahul Gandhi, who is part of this committee, had to say about Doklam once again.
Thanks for your remarks. Can I just ask you how you would have handled the Doklam crisis last summer differently to the present government? You've been very critical of the government, but could you be as specific as possible and tell us what your response have looked like?
I don't have the details of Doklam, so I cannot answer how I would have handled it differently.
Well, it's going to be part of the newspapers tomorrow. He's also said that External Affairs Minister of India Sushma Swaraj is quote-unquote jobless under Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He's compared the RSS to the Muslim Brotherhood, and he said that his party, the Congress party, had nothing to do with the 1984 Sikh riots in India. We'll have to wait and see what kind of reactions flow in. This is election year in India, and it'll be interesting to see how this plays out.